Welcome back to Closing Bell. Then let's keep an eye out on a couple of large stocks like HDFC. Nimesh is joining us to fill us in on their fundraising plans. Nimesh, over to you.
Hi, Nigel. So, this is going to be the next big fundraising for, from a large financial institution. HDFC is going to raise money both via equity and debt. I'll first come to the equity portion. So the equity portion is close to 14,000 crores. That will be broken up into two components. One is a QIP. That's close to 8 to 9,000 crore rupees. And the remaining 5 to 6,000 crores will be via warrants. I'll come to the warrants part and the detail about the warrants as well. Apart from that, there is also going to be a debt fundraising of close to 5 to 6,000 crores, and that is going to be via NCDs. Now, coming to the warrants part, what I understand is the conversion premium on warrants is going to be 22%. The warrant price is going to be 10% of the current price, and there is a 3-year lock-in for all the investors who come into the warrants. And as I said, the size will be close to 5 to 6,000 crores, depending upon what is the QIP size. In terms of QIP, the pricing will be decided on today's close. So the SEBI floor price works out to 1840 rupees, and to add 5% discount to that, it will work out to close to 1745, 1746 rupees per share for the QIP pricing. Now, in terms of QIP, what I understand from bankers is there's a very strong demand, and already very large long-only funds have agreed to participate in the QIP portion as well. So it's going, as I said earlier, it's going to be a mega fundraising from HDFC Limited, 14,000 crores via equity, which is split into QIP and warrants, and remaining 5 to 6,000 crores via debt, which is NCDs. So big fundraising coming up, and the feedback from the bankers is that most likely the QIP will be launched today evening post-market.
Okay, all right. We'll wait for that then. Nimesh, thanks so much for joining in and filling us in with all those details. Well, we have Amisha Voda who joins us. Hi, Amisha. What would your view be on a bigger name like HDFC?
So I think, this is as such very good that when globally opportunities to invest are limited, they are getting very good paper from India, be it equity or bond, and the highest quality paper from India, and some of the largest investors who need chunky investments will get opportunity to get at one price. And in the process, we are attracting those large investments in India. So I think both ways. Of course, underlying it says that entire financial service sector is preparing for any eventuality, shoring up their equity capital and net worth in case post-moratorium, the asset quality issues are larger than anticipated.
Okay, all right, Misha. So that's about HDFC. But, the stock of the last few days has been Tata Motors. Now, post its numbers, some brokerages are getting a little bit positive on the stock. There are various reports that suggest that maybe they're looking to sell some part of their passenger vehicle segment as well. We had some encouraging data, actually, that was just flashing for us on the screen. I think we should pull that back up. The JLR numbers should come up for you on the screen. And, at first look at it, there was a growth of close to around 25% or thereabouts. So that's pretty good in terms of Tata Motors. Amisha, what would your view be on Tata Motors? Is it a value or is it a value trap at these levels? The stock has already seen a big increase from that 70-80 rupee odd mark.
I agree. See, they are having a very large exposure in some of the non-India markets. And those markets are recovering very well. So that is also giving a good leg up to the stock and to, of course, their overall numbers. They need definitely a kind of little capital infusion, restructuring, stroke whatever, corporate restructuring to align their balance sheet and make it healthier. And, of course, their presence, how aggressive or otherwise in EV, that we don't know. So for medium-term future, we still don't have a lot of clarity. But I would still say that the better place would still be the Marutis and Aishas, where we have one country, one product kind of an understanding. This could be a little more, global, and many factors, including different markets, cycle or, market cycle in different countries or the currencies or the EV. What will impact when will continue to remain a question. But
right.
since, as what you said, it's very cheap, coming out of that is very much a possibility for this stock.
Okay, all right. So you'll rather go in for something like a Maruti as well as Eicher Motors. And in fact, as we speak, both those two stocks are doing very, very well. Let's pull up the intraday chart of Eicher Motors. I was just looking at that one. It's moving higher. It's moving higher on rather good volumes as well. What about cement, Amisha? There's a debate going on out there as well. Is the demand that we are seeing, is the offtake that we're seeing pent up? There's no fresh demand? Or are we in for better times once construction activity does play up? What's the view on cement stocks? And in that, would you be looking at the large cap or the mid cap ones?
Yeah, I remain very constructive on cement because of two things. One is, of course, even pre-COVID, when the when the domestic growth was slowing down, this industry is pretty disciplined. And they continue to maintain reasonably good discipline all throughout. But now, as we see the way rural economy is bouncing back with good crop, good incomes, and good some of the compensations which is going, I think volume growth is also going to come. Discipline remains very good. So we remain very positive on Ultratech to start with. Ultratech and Ambuja, and in mid cap, small cap, we like Heidelberg. So we remain constructive and positive on cement, and our top pick is Ultratech. Okay,
all right, Amisha. Good speaking to you as always. Positive on Ultratech cement from the cement pack, and they continue to remain constructive out there. Before we slip into a short break, just pull up the intraday chart of Godavari Power and Ispat. Now, these are smaller, steel makers. They're more into pellets. Just pull up the intraday chart out there. Just last week, we had the management of Sarda Energy who joined us and told us that pellet prices have moved up. So, from there on, if you just pull up the last 1 week chart of maybe a Godavari Power and Ispat, you pull up a last 1 week chart of Sarda Energy, if pellet prices are moving up by nearly around 10% in roughly around 15 days odd, these stocks will gain, and they've seen a big surge. Just thought we'll highlight that for you because we here at CNBC TV-18 highlighted that first. So keep an eye out on a couple of those names. Well, we'll slip into a short break. You come back, we'll get you the closing trade for today.